Hey everybody, today is October 27th, 2021. It's time for another Nicaraguan Boa update. He did just shed again, in just one really nice long piece. He's over here basking on his 90-degree hot spot, which I have it set to, I do believe it's set to 100, but it takes about a few degrees to go through the glass and the bedding to get a 90-degree surface area over here. And he enjoys his mist coming down on top of him. He's very happy with that. He's going to have to get a bigger tank though. Oh, just dropped your shit in, buddy. Yeah, it's time for me to bother you. I don't mean to displace you. It's time for you to come out and say hi to everybody. Very beautiful colorings. He's been successfully treated for the Reptarenavirus. That's actually kind of a bold statement. I'm going to take him in for a PCR in the summer to get it redone, but this time last year he was suffering from severe clinical disease. I used hydroxytyrosol along with hemp extract with the idea to kill the virus. He has excellent body tone, nice and firm, no sogginess anywhere, just all muscle, square like a loaf of bread. Aren't you? And for those people that believe that this is the Ebola virus of snakes, the unique thing about Ebola is once you get through the clinical stages of Ebola, you'll never again become infected by the virus because your immune system will build up a tolerance to it. Moment. You know, I don't believe that's what this is. This is more of a meningitis type B infection, isn't it? That's right. If you want to associate it with a human disease, the meningitis type B would be more in line, as far as I'm concerned, because that's exactly what it seems to be to me. I'm no expert, I'm just saying what I see and what I researched. And people like to associate this with HIV, which is an immune suppressive virus, and so is inclusion body disease. It suppresses the immune system, which obviously it failed to do. Right? Otherwise he wouldn't be here today. Hydroxytyrosol with hemp extract did wonders for this guy. I occasionally give him some zinc drops and some extra vitamin D, but I'm going to stop doing that because I really think it's unnecessary because of his UVB lighting. I just wanted to make extra sure that he's fine, and he is. It's been a very tedious year for you. Right, the first couple months were real rough. October, November, December were real rough for you. It wasn't until spring when he started really coming around. Very friendly guy too. He turned out to be real friendly. Yeah, people take olive oil and hemp extract mixed together for their antiviral health benefits. So I was figuring, why not do it for this guy as an experiment? Because when you're given a death sentence, of course, you have nothing to lose at that point, right? You're going to try anything. As far as a preventive vaccination for this type of a virus for these animals, I highly doubt you're ever going to see it, because the only effective way to do that was you would have to inject this animal with the virus itself in small amounts, hoping that the immune system will build up antibodies, so when he's exposed to the true pathogen, he'll never become infected or show clinical disease. But the problem with that is, if you don't get it exactly right, he'll become contagious. I don't believe he's contagious anymore. I believe when I bring him into the PCR, if it still shows up, it's going to be in very, very light viral loads. barely detectable, which means the likelihood of his contagious level will be next to null. I understand people think that this is an incurable disease, but the thing is, it's a virus. And the virus is decades old now. And viruses mutate over decades, and they weaken. That's why I posted that video about the zoo in Australia, because their animals maintained very light viral loads, and they were all pythons for the most part. One was clinical, but he never went beyond a respiratory infection and improved on his own. So the virus again failed to suppress the immune system, which is very similar to what HIV, when it turns into AIDS, will do. Suppresses the immune system, so then the bacteria can kill the body, kill the organs, that sort of thing. But as long as the immune system stays functional, then the animal can fight the virus off. Humans can, Yep. I guess it attacks very similar, the cells, very similar to Ebola, but I never witnessed a snake bleeding out from hemorrhagic fever. So, like I said, this is more in line with a meningitis type B, as far as, my opinion. That's right. He's doing very well. He's definitely not going to die anytime soon, that's for sure. Not from that virus anyway, I'm convinced of that. He's well beyond the stages of worrying about that. Aren't you? Yes, hydroxytyrosol is the most powerful compound, antiviral, antibacterial, natural compound to exist, and yet it's always overlooked as a viral treatment for some weird reason. Yes, and people use olive oil for bearded dragons to take care of their constipation, and that hydroxytyrosol does wonders for internal inflammation. That's why they're able to. That's why even the low quality olive oil works for bearded dragons. But I gave this guy it was a long shot in the dark. It was just an assumption that hydroxytyrosol in very high quantities would kill this virus and would keep his immune system in check, keep it from him getting reinfected or anything, or the virus to progress any further than what it did. It did neutralize it. And to this day, he still gets treatments, but I only give him 1/8 of a teaspoon. He's bigger now. At the time I was treating him, he was only 88 grams. He's well over 1,000 grams now. Aren't you? And the reason why I was getting higher dosages is because the virus is going to deplete the body's minerals a lot quicker, dehydrate a lot faster, so it's going to use up those vitamins a lot quicker. But when they go back into a state where they're no longer clinically ill, and the virus seems to have lost its grip, then of course you were going to want to use lower dosages. It was very highly experimental, but it was the only thing really, was just a last ditch effort to save his life, because this guy's my pet. He's not a breeder, he's not for sale, he's a pet. So breeders can go ahead and cut their ties with their animals because they're assets. They can liquidate their assets or downsize or whatever. Just cut their ties with me. I just heal these guys because they're my pets. Right? You're a pet. You're very special. Yes, you are. And no, you will not be able, I know you will never be able to contaminate other snakes, because I know the viral loads are very low in you, if they're even in there. I will find that out this summer. Right? Because it does take time to heal. And like I said, I do believe that this virus over the decades has mutated, it has gotten weaker, it has lost a lot of its contagion abilities, and it's becoming more and more apparent that it's also losing its ability to shut down the immune system, especially if you keep the animal within the correct temperature gradients, humidity levels, and some extra vitamins to go along with their frozen thawed, which I do believe are depleted in nutrition. You replenish that nutrition, and you would do basically the same way a human would do to fight off a virus. Right? Vitamins, polyphenols, flavonoids, very essential polyphenols and flavonoids, of course. Yes, I know you want your rat. He's been boosted to small rats now. That's all I have for now. And you have a good day. Say bye-bye. See you next time.